Hi, everybody. I'm Shelowann, a Peace of Herbalist Mediumship School.
Hi there, I'm Jeanette from Joyful Jeanette.
And I'm Adele Marie Evangelic Wazowin, and welcome to Spirit Talk Time.
Welcome.
to Spirit Talk
Yay.
Time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? How's everybody?
Hello, everybody.
How's everybody? Yay.
Good.
You just sat there and said it's the end of the day. It's the end of the day. End of the week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, just
You
about.
know, Sundays are the end of the week, right? Or the beginning of the week, we can say, right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
true. What do people?
Some people say Monday,
That's
but-
right. Some people.
Yeah.
How do they
It's
look
really
at it?
Sunday.
Monday. So I'd like to sit there and say hello to the back crew. Jeanette, say hello to them.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Hey, Brooke. How you doing? Linda. Euridia. Hey, how's it going back there? Tyler. What up? What up, people? What? Are you alive? You need some coffee? Cookies and coffee.
Cookies and coffee.
Brooke's
Say something. You alive?
Yeah,
Brooke.
Brooke's-
Brooke gets a prize.
Yes,
All
she
right.
does.
Her gentle class.
Her
That's
gentle
right.
clap. Yes. So, with all this, and you have to, I got some manuka in my mouth. Yeah, manuka honey, and I'm trying it. I'm trying it out. I shouldn't be trying it out right now, but I am trying it out. So, I just want to tonight. You know, we've talked about meditation and we've talked about prayer, but we really haven't talked about journaling.
We haven't?
No, not really.
Sure we have, right? Let's move on to the next
I know,
topic.
right?
Not
Just
really.
kidding.
Okay,
Just
let's
kidding.
talk about journaling.
Yeah, let's
Because
talk about
journaling is one of the
journaling.
3 keys, and we keep bringing it
What's
up
so
from
funny?
time to time, right? And stuff. So we might as well.
Were you just
like,
talking
hit
to
the nail-
somebody in here about journaling?
No, I was
I
not.
see notebooks though.
'Cause
There
I
are
know, right?
people are on
Brooke's
it.
head went down like, oh, boy.
Everybody's reaction is the same when you say journaling to them, you know,
Yeah, I know mine is.
right?
Usually.
You know, but once you get into journaling,
Euridia's like,
but once you get into journaling, it's really, well, okay, I know.
it feels
To me,
good
it's
once
fun.
you get into it.
Yes, because it's like, I'm doing it again, and I'm doing it again, and I'm taking care of this, and I'm taking care of that.
Yeah.
And it's just releasing all this stuff. So what do you think are the top, I'll say 3 things you have to remember when you're journaling or when you start journaling?
To remember,
To do, remember, yes.
To be patient.
Be patient.
to
Say a prayer. Your opening is important.
Mm-hmm. Say
Don't
a prayer.
just start complaining and moaning and griping.
Right.
You have to set the tone.
You mean they're going to have their book and they're
Before
going
you
to go,
die.
That's
okay,
what
I'm
most
going to
people-
sit there and say a prayer, and oh my God, it's like, I really hate doing this.
Either
but,
that or they're talking about how beautiful and lovely and positive life is.
well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
So what's the
don't-
third?
Well, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
you-
don't censor
yeah.
it. Just get in there and be like, with whatever comes. Just don't feel like you have to be like an angel and sit
Yeah.
there and be like, dear, like if you gotta yell and holler in your paper, then do it.
Keep
Right.
it real.
Okay, so that's the 3 things. So
3.
keeping it real,
Okay, that's the easy way to put it.
Well, yeah.
be patient,
That's the
be
opening.
gentle and kind, opening, give yourself a prayer, be like, don't go in sitting there saying, I hate doing this, right? Just sit there and say, I
That's
love
what I'll be
myself
doing this
enough
weekend.
that I'm going to be doing this.
No,
Right?
but if you feel like that, you ought to write it.
Yeah, right about
That's what
that.
you always
What?
say,
Start
right?
off with that.
What?
know what?
How much I love
No,
myself?
how much you
Well,
hate
that-
it.
Oh.
That part, like I don't know what's going on. because
I've done that before. I
Yeah.
really don't
Right.
feel like doing this. And then
It always leads somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to start
you just
somewhere.
commit to do it.
You gotta start somewhere. So that's kind of like the top like thoughts of it, right?
Right?
And everything. I love when I get a new student in, or I have students in my class, and I say, okay, so we're gonna journal. Oh, I've already done that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but like you wouldn't be in my class for this reason if you'd already done all that.
I had
You know?
journals before I started class. They weren't like what happened after class.
I've
they're
had them
not.
ever since I was in grade school.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
didn't really learn, properly until
Right,
later.
right.
Yeah.
But I've been writing since I was little.
And there is all kinds of writing styles with journaling. I have a journal book that I have out there, but there is all kinds of different ways to journal. But I always say just get in there. You say yes, you say your opening prayer, right? And I always welcome
And write
all my-
it too.
right. And yes, I always write it.
Yeah.
Dear Mother, Father, God, thank you for this day and all the gifts of this day.
Yeah.
And then I'll mention some gifts, that I
Talk
received.
about what you're grateful for.
Right. And
I know, before you go further, sometimes I've thought about this. If you're having a conversation, and then your first thing you go, dear Mother, Father, God, it'd be nice to say, you know what, how you doing? Thanks a lot for everything. And by
Yeah.
the way, now I want to really tell you something. I feel like in a conversation way. At least try to be like, it makes sense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like,
what we're getting
Yeah.
to. Yeah,
Well,
so that's
that's what
good.
you said. Sorry.
Yeah, I always ask God, how are you?
Well, yeah, I always sit there and, you know,
I hope you're doing well.
hope you're doing well because you know what?
Yeah.
I've
Now
always-
let's get to the meat in the heart.
Well, I always look at it this way. You know, we're always told that God knows everything. And that's what I do. I just sit there and I look up and I say, okay, God, you know everything. I need to tell you my side of the story. And then I just start barfing out my side of the story, no matter what it's about, you know, and stuff, especially when people are driving. Okay. Right. There's another one too. I was journaling about today. Brooke, read that for us, please. So on my Instagram account, somebody liked some of my stuff and sent me a message on there, right? And this is what the message says.
He said, well, I took a look at your profile and I like it, but I feel there is still more to know about you, so I'm interested, but I'm aware that it takes time.
I had to write about that. So I took a look around your Instagram page and, you know, everything. And, like, I like all this stuff, but at the same time, I think there's more about you that, you know, what, to make me interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
You
say
read
about
it.
that, Brooke?
But it's going to take time. And I'm like, I just,
First of
what
all,
is
that's
it?
assumptive.
Yeah.
It's an interest.
I know. Take time for what? Like, let me.
Yeah, like
let me-
I
let me
slid in your
explain myself
DMs.
to
Right.
you.
I slid in your DMs, and I know I have a chance. So, but you know, I'm just really gonna take my time
right.
to slide in further.
Slide in further.
Try and slide in them. You know what?
So then I went through all the people that he follows, and it's or you know, it could be a she, I don't know. And it was all these
That's
women.
a man.
So it's got to
Yeah,
be man because
that's
it's
male
all
energy.
these women, right?
Like,
Really
oh,
beautiful.
Yeah. If
You know,
you,
so
if
they're-
you follow, if she responds,
No, actually,
you
they're
could
all
be part of the-
kinds.
You could be part of the
And they're
harem,
beautiful.
You know,
I was
Right.
gonna
you
say,
follow
are they
through with it.
spiritual or are
Yeah,
they?
like-
Right. So I just started checking out some, and I was in a hurry because then I was like, okay, well, I got to get this done, and then I got to get ready.
Are
for
they spiritual
this.
or are they Instagram girls?
No, they're not all spiritual. You know, they're not all spiritual. But he does post spiritual things, which is funny.
Look on your
And
face,
it's like,
Jill.
so everyone that you're following is a female. You don't have a single male on that list. Now, I follow women, but I also follow men. And I also follow animals, you know. Megan's got the
I'm an
horsey on
animal
there,
person.
and then, you know, another friend has her puppy, and like all kinds of stuff like that.
I
So,
love the animals on Insta.
right? And, but I was like, wow, what a pickup line.
That's not even
You know?
a pickup line. That's
What just like,
That's
we're just
lame.
going to like hold you on
I
there
know,
for a
that's
little
like
while.
I'm
okay.
great. I'm
he,
great.
he has his picture. He has
No.
Oh,
And that's
really?
the other
And
part.
that
That's
is
the
so
crazy
funny.
part.
I
Isn't
knew
it?
it.
That's telling right there.
I
Yep.
knew it.
That goes
Yep,
right
they have
along
no
with the message.
personal picture. They just have a bunch of quotes and sayings.
Pretty
Yeah.
flowery,
Yeah, it's all like, you know, sweet and stuff. And it's just like,
inspirational stuff.
I just cracked up laughing when I saw it, but I was like, I got to journal about this.
and
Because
what did you journal about, Adele?
I journaled about the fact that.
Wait a minute, wait.
Should I just say wow? Like, and I'm not even like, okay, I know it's you know, because I am nice sometimes, so I know I should at least get back, but I'm like, no,
Why?
dude, like, what the heck is this? I'm so tired of lame pickups. I'm so tired of these guys that get on the different, like, Instagram, Facebook, all these social medias, and then start IMing you, you know.
and then they
Right.
think they're in there with you when you
Oh my
respond.
God.
and then
Yeah.
there's no picture and stuff. It's like, at least have the balls to put your picture
That's
in
just
there.
not even worth it if there's
Yeah.
no picture.
So, and then like
Too
deciding,
generic.
do I go ahead and wait to see what the next one is, or do I go ahead and block like I normally do?
So you're kind of thinking about like just messing
Playing around with it.
Yeah, why not? See
Yeah.
what happens, and then you can
Just
block.
playing along with it.
You know, because that's
Yes.
like
Yeah, I know. It was funny though. It was just like, oh, I'm just so honored for the fact
right,
that
you
you
should
looked
be.
through my thing
Exactly.
and you thought that I was kind of interesting, that you might just sit there and check it out some more, and you let me know. I was like, this is funny.
Whatever.
This is funny. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine, right? And this is something I made him journal about because I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was talking about the issues that he has with his, you know, his significant other. And I said, you know, you guys are like oil and vinegar, you know, oil and water,
How long have
whatever.
they been together?
They've been together. Well, they were together eons ago. They had a child, and then they separated. And she got married, and then they, you know, she got separated, divorced, and they got back together. So they've been together. I'm gonna say at least 5 to 8 years. She runs him. She totally runs him, right? But you know,
So she's the alpha. And he's
oh, she's definitely the alpha because he's a very compassionate person, you know, and stuff. But the biggest thing was she had been in a marriage that was very abusive. And he goes, you know, after 10 years that, you know, that should be like over.
He's telling her that?
He's telling me that about
Oh,
her.
okay.
And I said, well,
Not
back
necessarily.
up. I said, back up. I said, you know, like, no, I said, it's taken me 10 years to get where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you guys are in a relationship, so she has the relationship deal with and the kids and, you know, work and stuff. I said, if I get into a relationship, it'd be totally different than what it ever has been with anything that I ever did in the past. You know, and I'm not going to necessarily be, you know, open arms going, oh, like that.
Right, yeah.
I'm just not doing it anymore. I said, so I have more control of things, and I'm only going to let them in. I said, but if you do something that reminds her of him or the abuser, I said, that starts it. That opens the door there.
Has she done any work?
No, she
well,
won't do any
That's what I
work.
was going to say when that happened.
She won't do any work. He's done work, but she won't do any.
Okay,
Girl,
so
he'll
when
always
something does
be-
happen,
she'll always
she's
be
not,
the alpha. And
That's what I said. You're going to
unyielding.
Yeah.
You're always going to be oil and water.
Unyielding, yep.
You know, and stuff.
She'll
But
never see his worth.
right, and I said, but you'll always keep going back to because you know.
Is he a fixer?
That's what I would talk to him about being a
Nurturer,
rescue.
fixer,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And I said you're going to constantly want that for her to finally acknowledge who you are and how how awesome you are and how awesome you treat her and everything else. I said until she does that, I said you're going to constantly be there. That's all there is
and
to
that's
it.
not going to happen unless she does what she needs to do. And
Yeah, but
even
she's
then,
not really.
and even then, that may not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did he listen to you? Is he listening to you?
It was so
Or is he
funny.
just like a
'Cause,
glutton for punishment?
He sat there and he says, you know, you gave me a lot to think about. I said, good, journal. I said, just get in there and journal. I said, I will journal in here too about you and everything. But no, it just, it is heartfelt because he really does try. And he spoils her, And that would be the type of guy that you're looking for that does sit there. And he's strong and he's compassionate. He works really hard. He owns his own business. And, he just wants somebody to, acknowledge who he is. She won't acknowledge who he is.
So who didn't acknowledge him? You don't have to answer that.
Right. Yes. So, but, I mean, we'll see what happens next week when we have lunch, when we get back from Buffalo, have lunch. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All the best to him.
journaling is actually such an amazing tool for everybody to sit there and be a part of. Yes, you don't like it. Yes, but
It is.
it's
Come
like
on, you have
talking to
break.
your best friend. And I always say you're actually getting a conversation going with the true God, and getting a conversation going with yourself.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about people that may be watching this
Mm-hmm.
that still might not understand what we're talking about,
What do you mean?
like journaling. The
That's
way
why-
we're talking about journaling,
Right.
Oh
yeah,
they
no.
don't understand and just go in there and how you dump
Right, just barf it.
and
Whatever's in here.
appropriately to
And here.
heal. Yeah,
Yeah, and here.
yeah.
Well,
It is
because
pretty
they don't want to go deep. They don't really want to touch in the truth because they've been taught for so long how to ignore things.
Avoid, deny.
Avoid, denial,
Mhm.
and it's painful. Excuse me. You've got to look at yourself to say, yes, I was an idiot doing that, but I overcame it, here I am, and am I better for it, or do I keep repeating the pattern? Because that's when you find out if you keep repeating the pattern.
Yeah, it's a lot of
find out a lot of things about
humility,
yourself.
and it's you have to forgive. You have to forgive, yes, but you have to forgive yourself, and sometimes that's the hardest. Shouldn't be, but
Well, yeah, after
it's
they
so
do
easy
it all.
to it's so easy to sometimes to be like, oh, I understand, and then you get back to here, and you're like, yeah, but what about?
Mhm.
Can't you do it this way too? You know what I mean?
Well, that's the way to do it. Yes.
I know,
Right.
I know, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that when you realize what you just said,
Mhm.
like, oh, okay.
Then when you get to that part and you're really barfing everything out and you're really fighting yourself because you think you're such a horrible person, because you might have stole a pack of gum somewhere, right? And you're such a horrible person because this person knows it and that person knows it and everybody gave you a hard time about it. You might have lost friends over it and stuff. And you think you're the horrible person, but that's a lesson learned.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't repeat that lesson again, move on, let it go.
Yep.
And stuff. And yes, then you get to the part where you forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for holding on to it. What else would you forgive yourself for?
just being human. I mean,
Right.
and making mistakes.
Yeah, you didn't see it
Yeah.
before. You didn't see the whole picture. You had
Mm-hmm.
to, you were a child. This is what happened during that time, and this is why it happened that way. Just look at it.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
And looking at where your emotions stem from, really, like where your emotions truly stem from, and not blaming it on other people too.
Well, that's
Like,
the
well,
biggest
and
thing.
actions and stuff. Well, why did I do this?
Right.
That's what I like about journaling too. You can go in there and really look at your behaviors and see why you behave the way you did and
Mm-hmm.
how things build up and how that's what I've learned. That's one of the main things I've learned with journaling over the years. Like, I know you're supposed to journal every day, you're supposed to journal on a regular, but I know when things start building up and I haven't been journaling, that's when I really need to journal and dump some stuff.
Right. Before you like yell and scream at everybody
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
else. But you brought up a big thing with the fact that blaming other people. We like to do a blame game.
We live in
We
a
like to-
blame world.
Right.
I think
We
that's
like to
where
blame
people
other
start.
people.
I think that's where everybody starts.
I think
Well, it
people-
happened because this one, that one, the other one.
I think
Right.
society gives people a reason. They teach us.
They teach us to be
It's
victims.
conditioning
Mm-hmm. They teach us to always sit there and try to point the finger at the other person all the time.
because they
Yeah.
don't want us to be
Right.
free.
Right. Exactly.
But I like what going back and looking, and you did bring this up a long time ago, and then it started to happen where you're actually looking at other family members, and you just keep doing like this, going back and looking at the ancestry of who was doing what, and then went to there, and I get why that happened, and that's kind of a cool thing that happens.
Well, yes, it's when you sit there and you're journaling and like my mom. So I had some issues with my mom I had to look at, and as I'm journaling and stuff, what I did was I started looking at who she was as a mom, then who she was as a wife, then who she was right before she got married, like a fiance or a girlfriend and stuff, who she was when she was in school, who she was as a daughter, as a sister, And yes, as you're doing that, you can see the people that came into her life for her to sit there and make the choices that she made and how she made them. Then you start realizing, like, she's just a human too. Right.
And had a tough life.
And had a tough life.
Yeah.
You know, and I got to stop blaming her, for the way she is and the way I took it in here. The way I processed it in here.
Yeah.
So she meant one thing, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, but I want you to do it like this for me. It's like people when they want their parent to love them, they want them to love them the way they want to be loved.
Yes.
But they don't realize that parent is giving them the
And
love.
they already do love them, and that is a big, huge one.
Yes.
I know. I've
grown
journaled about
Yeah,
that's a
grown
huge
so
one.
much from
That is
that.
such a
Right?
huge one. Yeah.
So then you start
Good
sitting there
job.
saying, yes, I forgive you.
Yes.
Mom, I forgive you. My gosh, like, look what you went through and stuff. And then I forgive myself for even thinking the things I did or looking at it that way and everything else.
Yeah, because then you feel like crap. You're like, oh, I see the picture now. Oh,
Right.
oh. I didn't look at it that way. I was looking at it over here.
Right, but
You
then the
know?
tears are coming too.
Yeah.
While they're journaling. And this is where
Love those
we
tears.
usually lose everybody in journaling because they start getting emotional and they're like, I'm out of here. I'm not great in this stuff anymore.
That's when you
Because
gotta keep doing
they're
it.
too embarrassed that they're crying or they don't want to cry and they don't want to sit there and process it, so they turn around and they walk away from
Ooh,
it.
But
child.
the crying
Right?
does feel bad if you.
Oh, you're
It
releasing
really does.
it.
It like rip paper, throwing pens, all kinds of stuff, crying.
Banging on the. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
throwing stuff. It's good to
I know, right?
It's good to know we
It's when you
have.
got your
I've had temper
Got it.
tantrums.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I have.
Temper
yeah,
tantrum. Yeah.
yeah.
Where
Yep.
you just scream and you just been like.
Yep. I've done that too, and it's just like,
Yep. Grab some selenite.
and it's so
Yeah.
funny because
I had my feet
Right?
on a big
I sat on
block of selenite journaling, like under
That's
my feet.
awesome.
I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is gonna get nasty."
I like
Yes.
usually sit put one on
really
my
nasty.
chair. I'll sit it right behind me or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. That's too funny. But and yes, I was like cracking up with you with the selenite that I'm like, I lost my thought here. What like?
You saw me with it, right?
Yep, I saw you with it.
I think
and
I had
was
some
just
under my
like,
feet and on my
"Dang."
desk.
Yep.
And then you feel like $1 million after you get
I
done.
feel like $1 million.
But see,
This
the
is
other
true.
thing that people can't make the mistake of when they're journaling for healing like that is to get in there. You do a journaling session. You know you're going to feel, it's automatic, you're going to feel better. But you know you got to get back in there and finish.
Right.
Because if stuff keeps coming up and it's on your
Well, that's
mind,
true. That's
and it's
a good
just like
point.
a
Well,
circular,
no, they just like to keep walking away
circular
from it.
thing. Yeah,
Right.
you got to get in there.
They
You
want to
gotta
go watch
finish.
TV.
Don't get
or they want to go hang
distracted,
out with your friends.
Because you're gonna feel like $1,000,000, but there's more.
Right.
There's
You're
more.
gonna feel so much better when it's all done.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you can leave all that behind you. Like that then is gone. It's no longer a part of your life and your world. And it's just a huge uplifting, of energy going, whew, man.
Yeah.
And even when you think back on something that was really bad, once you journaled it out and got it out of you, when you think back on it, you can't think of the bad moments anymore.
It's almost sometimes hard to pull up. That's what
Right.
I noticed.
Yes,
it's
it's
almost
hard to
like
pull up.
such a it's so gone.
Right.
It feels like you took the dump of a lifetime. That's what it feels like.
Oh my gosh,
That's a-
yes.
that's a
Sometimes,
good one.
that one where it's just like you're in there and you're sweating. And you are sweating. You're just like, oh my God, what's wrong with my body? Like, and stuff. And yes, you want to cry. Yeah, so I just got that and stuff. I don't want to like mentally put that out there, but but yeah, and then when it's over, you should also reward yourself. Other than the fact that the reward is the fact that you got it gone and now you just feel so much nicer, but you should give yourself a little reward. And maybe that's what you need to do. Sit there and say, okay, my reward is going to be like a double, triple chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
right.
And don't go back and read it.
Well, okay, so
Don't
that's
go
what
back and
that's what I wanted to say. Never go back and read your journal, but a lot of people will sit there and they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm not going to journal because other people are going to read it."
Oh,
and so,
that's another
right,
one.
and I'm just looking at them
hot
going,
button.
First off, you end up writing so much that you know what you're saying and what you're writing, but it comes out in scribble. So if anybody can read that scribble, my kids are like, Mom, like I don't know if we can cipher this. Because I always have all my journals around there. They can read them. I don't care. If it'll help them, it'll help them, right? But yes, they don't want to. So I always sit there and I've said to everybody and stuff, my kids know that, like, here's my journal. Yep, you can look in this journal and you can read it, and you're probably not going to like what you read. But you have to understand, I'm not writing about you. I'm writing about me, where I was involved with you. What my journey was with you.
That's something
so
they read after you transition.
Right. So it was nothing personal on you, and you're going to get mad. So you go ahead and read it, but don't even talk to me about it. So, but yes, I have them all around so that my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-great-great-great,
You seen them?
And stuff.
Have you seen them laying around?
I don't even read regular books.
But you've seen them laying the books and stuff. You would never read them. Good.
No, they don't even go into them. Once I described all that to them, nobody ever touches it. My former used to like trying to do it. It was like, and then wanted to come and get all crappy.
Oh, he would read them.
He wanted to get all crappy and stuff, and I'm like, hey, that's your stuff. That is your
He was
stuff.
dumb.
Yeah. Oh, he was just ignorant.
That slime, Nickelodeon.
Yes.
That's like
Yes.
the crap you let go
Yeah.
of and
I had a
that's in
dream
your
last night
journal.
where I was telling him and his family off.
Slime.
It was cool.
Good job.
What
I'm proud of
happened?
you.
What happened?
Awesome.
She had a dream last night of them where she was telling him and his family
that's good.
off.
Oh, good.
I know, man. That's a good one.
Hell,
That
Good
Warrior's
job.
coming out.
I know, finally, right?
Help.
Yes, yeah. So journaling can be your absolute best friend, and it really is, and especially during Mercury retrograde, journaling is the best time to do it because everything's going to flow out and get out so much better.
I'll be journaling during that morning for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So
I started again.
you started again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, like,
She's really quiet on that one, right?
What? Well, yeah. I used to in the beginning. I shredded a lot of stuff, but that made me feel good too.
That's
I
Well,
did
that's
it-
true. You can
That's what
shred
letting
it.
go
I
too.
did that, and then
That's like a detox.
but now at this point, I've written so much. I don't think I could hide it if I wanted to.
Right.
And I laugh sometimes because I think one day someone might find this and
Right.
be like, "This is what was happening in Mom's mind." I don't know, but
Well, I told people
it's,
if,
fun. It's
you
so
know,
much paper at this point. I can't do anything
you
with this too much.
can throw it in the fire, you can burn it, you can
I
rip
like
it up, you can
fires. I
throw
like
it
throwing
away,
stuff in the fire.
you can sit there and go around water and just toss it in the water. I mean, even if anybody finds the book later washed up or something, the words aren't going to be there.
I took stuff. I've done so many. I've put stuff in fire before. I've also like felt like I had to put it in water before. I've done all kinds of stuff. Now I don't do all those extra
Right.
things.
No, because
But-
once you get it out, it's on paper. Now, here's the truth.
Yeah.
It won't stay in your mind to sit there and go 50 million directions.
And drive you crazy.
Yes, to come up with 50 million truths, away from that one. So it's all distraction. It's a mind
And
mucking.
negativity.
Right, mind mucking distraction. Yeah, so good. So let us know what you think about journaling. And if you need some help, don't forget, we're your spirit guides with it. And until next time, angel hugs.
Bye.
Take care.